If I were to tell you that the Lions signed a tight end, 28 years old, 6'4, 230, athletic, strong, former second round pick in just 2015, you'd have to be a little bit intrigued. And I think that's where I'm at with this signing of Devin Funchess. We're going to move him to tight end. He's only 20. Well, I didn't say he's only, but he's 28 years old. If you would have told me he's 31, I would have believed that as well. So he's 28 years old, hasn't played the last 2 years. So I'm going to tell you why we signed him and then what I expect from him coming to the Lions. So I was just saying he hasn't played in a couple of years. He's gone in and out of teams. There was COVID, then it was an injury. So assuming he's healthy and assuming he's in good shape, this could be pretty cool. So why did we sign him? Well, I think after OTAs, after minicamp, rookie minicamp, we're looking around and we're just saying, I think Brad Holmes immediately was like, okay, no depth at tight end, zero depth at tight end. We did draft a tight end in the draft. He's injured. Okay, so we've got Hockenson, who we know is going to get injured at some point in the season. It's just the way he's built. That's fine. He's a new age tight end. He's leaner. He's going across the middle. He's running a lot of routes. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get it. Back in the 80s, you were a tight end that blocked, but now Hockenson is just, we want him out there. We want him going across the middle, doing a lot of different things. So he's going to get hurt. So Hockenson, and he's shown that. So if he can stay healthy, great, but he's going to get hurt, and we just don't have any depth behind him. So there's Wright. I remember him catching that pass against the Packers last game of the year, but he's not your, hey, nice go-to depth tight end. It's really lacking in tight end depth. So I think it was crystal clear to Brad Holmes, to the coaching staff, let's bring somebody in. Like, is there anybody out there? And I think when you look at a 28-year-old tight end that's as big and strong as Funchess, yes, he's been playing at wide receiver, some tight end. He can definitely play tight end. It's like, let's get this guy in, let's get him in. So what do I expect from him once he gets here? So I mentioned it earlier, hasn't played in a couple of years. He had a good season in 2017. That's really his last good year. So you look at 2018, 2019, didn't do a whole lot. And then 2020, he sat out due to COVID. So I don't expect a lot from him. But at the same time, you're looking at Devin Funchess. This is an opportunity to get a couple more years added to his career, a career in which, if you remember, he didn't do a whole lot at Michigan. I mean, he was big, strong, athletic, looked good. I mean, everything looked good, but he never really stood out at Michigan. So he ends up getting drafted by the Carolina Panthers, ends up having a pretty okay career, right? He ends up playing a few years. These last few have been a little rocky for him, but now he gets another chance. And I think, and I don't know this, but I'm thinking he's in Michigan. He lives in Farmington Hills, I believe. He has an opportunity to come in, stay close to home, get one more shot, right? And hopefully it's been up to him that he stayed healthy and he's good to go, because man, he's got the size, he's got the ability. You add a little juice to our tight ends now. I mean, all of a sudden you had Hockenson and then nobody for until our tight end that we just drafted comes back from injury. You really just don't have a ton. You've got a lot of bodies, but not any juice at tight end. Now all of a sudden Funchess is there. You've got a little bit more juice that, man, if he can be healthy, I would really love to see Funchess play, be able to make the team, right? That's what we're talking about here. Can he make the team? Can he contribute? Can he beat out a lot of these backups and depth pieces that we have at tight end? Because Funchess is a name that we know around here. And like I said, we got to see him at Michigan. He looked good. Production-wise, didn't do a whole lot, but the Panthers thought enough of him, of his athletic ability, to take him in the second round in 2015. So he's not this guy, he can play. And again, we talk about our player development, we talk about our coaching staff, we talk about the scheme, we talk about Brad Holmes's eye to see talent, and all of a sudden you're like, man, this isn't that bad of a signing. Like, I love it. Bring him in. It's cheap. Funchess is ready to go. I hope he's healthy. Like, let's go. So the Lions signed Funchess. I think this is going to be great because it's a can't miss, can't lose situation. If he doesn't pan out, then we didn't have him before. But if it's like, man, all of a sudden he's at tight end, he can block just enough, and he's athletic enough. Obviously, his history of being a wide receiver, he's great at tight end, or he's great at tight end as a passing threat. And then, yeah, you're not going to run with him. You're not going to be a guy that you go in and lead with as your running tight end. But that doesn't matter. We don't
we know that going into it. So if he can provide a little juice, make the team, this is a great signing, one that you just can't go wrong with. And I think we've just loved Brad Holmes's eye for talent. I mean, it hasn't it, again, we have to see it kind of play out, but the things that he finds, it's like, all right, I love it. And I just think it makes so much sense because he has been so patient throughout this whole process. This is another example. Just waited, see what we got, see what we got through OTAs, see what we got through minicamp. Okay, yep, tight end is definitely an area we need to look at. Been probably talking to Funchess for a while. They come to an agreement on a contract to get him in here, see if he can make the team, and go from there. So let me know your thoughts on Funchess. If you think he's going to be an okay player, if he's going to make the team, if he's just, he's been out for a little bit. So we'll see. But he's still, like I said, 28, 6'4, 230, athletic. Um, Obviously knows how to play wide receiver, can catch the ball, and then come into tight end. It could be a good pickup for us. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.